The Eurobasket tournament had drawn to a close for Luka Doncic and the Slovenian national team on a humid Wednesday evening. Their journey, full of promise and national pride, came to an abrupt halt in the quarterfinals as Germany staged a late-game comeback that left Slovenia's hopes shattered. The Slovenian fans were left reeling, their dreams of glory dashed in a matter of minutes, and Luka himself carried a quiet, personal disappointment that only someone who shoulders the weight of a nation's expectations could truly understand. Yet, for Los Angeles Lakers fans scattered across the globe, there was a completely different sentiment: optimism. Luka's performance in the Eurobasket was nothing short of heroic. While the Slovenian roster was far from star-studded and lacked depth, Luka carried the team on his shoulders game after game. Every possession seemed to pass through his hands. Every defensive rotation involved his effort. Every moment on the court demonstrated his relentless drive to lead his nation. The frustration of defeat did not erase the immense talent and potential that Lakers supporters had glimpsed in these international arenas. Eurobasket 2025 had been a showcase of NBA-level talent. Stars like Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Lauri Markkanen dazzled audiences with their skill, athleticism, and leadership. Yet even among such elite players, Luka shone brightest for his country. His ability to dominate on both ends of the floor, scoring, passing, and defending, proved that he was operating at a level beyond the constraints of his roster. Every highlight reel, every late-game clutch shot, every defensive stop reminded fans and critics alike that Luka's impact transcends any single game or tournament. Statistically, his performance was staggering. Luka averaged 34.7 points per game, leading the entire competition and standing far above his closest rivals. Markkanen, a stellar NBA talent, averaged only 24.7 points. Luka's offensive firepower was matched by his playmaking. He recorded 7.1 assists per game, tying for second in the tournament, and contributed 2.7 steals per contest, showing that he was just as committed to defense as he was to offense. In addition, Luka logged an average of 33.3 minutes per game, ranking third in the competition, proving his endurance and capacity to carry his team through intense international play. Efficiency metrics placed him at the very top, a composite reflection of his scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, and overall impact minus mistakes. While Luka's Eurobasket journey ended in heartbreak for Slovenia, it offered a glimpse into the potential he brings to the Lakers. His recent acquisition by Los Angeles in February had already made waves, helping the team climb to third in the Western Conference. Yet the early playoff exit underscored that Luka and his teammates needed to elevate their game further. Observers noted that he struggled at times on defense and was physically not at his peak, prompting him to overhaul his off-season training and diet. Videos and posts revealed a leaner, stronger, and more focused Luka, signaling his commitment to becoming the complete player his skill set promised. For Lakers fans, Luka's Eurobasket was more than an international competition. It was a statement. Despite the loss, his extraordinary performance reassured fans that he is capable of carrying a team, inspiring hope not only for the Slovenian faithful, but for everyone who watches him don the purple and gold. The heartbreak of defeat was immediate, but the promise of the future shone brighter. With Luka Doncic at the helm, dreams of championships remain alive, and the potential for greatness feels tangible. After the intense Eurobasket campaign, Luka Doncic returned to Los Angeles with more than just the physical toll of international competition on his shoulders. The disappointment of Slovenia's early exit lingered, yet it also ignited a fire within him. A determination to prove that setbacks on one stage did not define his potential on another. Lakers fans, who had followed his every move in Europe, felt a renewed sense of optimism. They had seen their star, wearing his national colors, dominate against world-class talent, and the message was clear. Luka was ready to carry that energy back to the NBA. Los Angeles had experienced mixed results since acquiring him in February. His arrival had already shifted the team's dynamics, helping the Lakers climb to third in the Western Conference. Yet their playoff performance had fallen short of expectations. Critics pointed to defensive lapses, physical conditioning, and moments of inconsistency as obstacles to true dominance. Luka, however, viewed these critiques not as setbacks, but as opportunities. During the off-season, he dedicated himself to an intensive training regimen, focusing on building strength, endurance, and agility, while fine-tuning his shooting and defensive techniques. Social media glimpses of his workouts, push-ups on the court, resistance training, and strict nutrition plans showed a player fully committed to growth. The Lakers organization recognized Luka's potential to be a transformational force. In a team that had struggled to find cohesion and consistency, his presence offered both leadership and hope. He was not just another star player. He was the centerpiece around which the team could be built for the long term. Coaches emphasized integrating him more strategically, allowing him to control the pace of the game, create opportunities for teammates, and exert defensive pressure on opponents. Meanwhile, teammates responded positively to his work ethic, seeing that Luka's commitment extended beyond scoring points. It was about setting a standard, raising expectations, and fostering a culture of accountability. The Eurobasket experience had also refined Luka's understanding of responsibility. Playing for Slovenia meant shouldering the weight of a nation with limited support compared to other powerhouses. He had to make quick decisions, manage the offense, and shoulder defensive duties for an entire roster that relied heavily on him. Translating this experience to the Lakers meant he could operate with a broader perspective, balancing personal scoring with facilitating team success, reading opponents more effectively, and leading under pressure. Fans began to imagine what a fully optimized Luka Doncic could accomplish in the NBA. The whispers of new Luka spread across forums and social media. Could he evolve into a player capable of taking the Lakers deep into the playoffs and contending for championships year after year? His Eurobasket stats offered compelling evidence. He had led in points, ranked among the top in assists, dominated steals, and logged massive minutes while maintaining elite efficiency. The numbers didn't lie, and Lakers supporters were eager to see how this translated into the NBA arena. Perhaps most importantly, Luka's return was a psychological boost for the team. Young players saw firsthand what it meant to compete at an elite international level, while veterans witnessed the dedication and resilience required to perform under pressure. Even the coaching staff felt the momentum shift. Luka's presence demanded that every player elevate their game, reinforcing a culture of excellence. Though the Eurobasket journey had ended in disappointment for Slovenia, its real impact was evident in Los Angeles. Luka's commitment, growth, and lessons learned overseas became a foundation for what could be a transformative season. Hope had been restored, not just for 1 year, but for the seasons to come. The message for Lakers fans was simple and powerful. Luka Doncic was not just the present of the team, he was its future, and with him leading the charge, the dream of contention and championship glory felt closer than ever. The Los Angeles Lakers entered the offseason with a renewed focus, and all eyes were on Luka Doncic. His Eurobasket performance had become a benchmark for the team, a standard of excellence that everyone was now expected to match. Coaches emphasized integrating lessons from Luka's international play, his ability to read defenses, create scoring opportunities under pressure, and maintain composure in clutch moments. The goal was not merely to add talent to the roster, but to build a team around a player who could dictate the pace of the game and inspire teammates to elevate their performance. Luka approached training with unmatched intensity. Each morning began with drills designed to enhance speed, agility, and endurance. Shooting sessions lasted hours, focusing not just on accuracy, but on replicating the mental toughness required in high-pressure situations. Strength training and conditioning were paired with a strict diet and recovery regimen, ensuring that he could sustain peak performance throughout the grueling NBA season. Social media glimpses showed a leaner, faster, and more focused Luka, signaling to fans and critics alike that he had embraced the challenge of growth and refinement. The Lakers' front office recognized that Luka's presence was transformative. His ability to carry a team, demonstrated in Slovenia's Eurobasket campaign, was now a tool to reshape the Lakers' identity. He was not only the centerpiece of the offense, but also a catalyst for defensive intensity. Coaches redesigned plays to maximize his versatility, giving him the freedom to make split-second decisions that could turn games in the team's favor. Teammates responded in kind, motivated by his work ethic and leadership. The locker room dynamic shifted as younger players absorbed Luka's drive and veterans adapted to a style that demanded focus, resilience, and accountability off the court. Luka's international experience had taught him patience and perspective. In Slovenia, he had often faced talent-rich opponents with far deeper rosters, yet he had carried his team through every challenge. Translating this to the Lakers meant balancing individual brilliance with team cohesion. He worked closely with coaching staff and teammates, understanding that success depended not just on his stats, but on creating an environment where everyone could perform at their best. His assists, defensive rotations, and leadership became as critical as his scoring, signaling a more complete version of the superstar the Lakers had acquired. Fans began to feel the optimism that Luka's transformation inspired. Social media buzzed with anticipation, forums filled with discussions of potential playoff runs, and analysts highlighted his improved conditioning and expanded skill set. The phrase "New Luka" became a symbol of hope, a reminder that growth and dedication could reshape the trajectory of an entire franchise. The Lakers, who had struggled with consistency in recent seasons, now had a tangible reason to believe that the upcoming campaign could be different. Every scrimmage, practice, and preseason game served as a test. Luka's focus on communication, court vision, and defensive discipline became contagious, elevating the performance of those around him. Players who had previously struggled to mesh began showing cohesion, moving with the precision and timing necessary for a playoff-ready squad. The Lakers' coaching staff marveled at how quickly the team adapted to Luka's tempo, noting that his presence alone had transformed both strategy and morale. Though the memories of Eurobasket's heartbreak lingered, they now carried a different meaning. Luka's journey overseas had strengthened his resolve, sharpened his instincts, and reaffirmed his ability to lead under pressure. For Lakers fans, the message was clear. Luka Doncic was not only ready to carry the team, but also capable of redefining what success looked like in Los Angeles. The lessons of international play had become the foundation of a new era, a season filled with hope, potential, and the promise that, with Luka at the helm, the Lakers could reach heights that had once seemed unattainable. As training camp approached, the atmosphere in Los Angeles shifted. Excitement, anticipation, and a sense of possibility permeated every discussion. Luka's leadership was evident, his growth undeniable, and the team's trajectory poised for transformation. With the foundation set, the Lakers stood ready to chase not just victories, but the kind of legacy that only a player of Luka's caliber could inspire. The Los Angeles Lakers entered the new NBA season under a spotlight brighter than ever. After Luka Doncic's electrifying performance in Eurobasket, expectations soared, not just from fans, but from analysts, teammates, and the media. The whispers of new Luka became chants of anticipation as the city of Los Angeles waited to see how the team would respond to its stars' renewed focus. The preseason was filled with speculation, debates, and predictions. But for Luka, the only concern was proving his growth on the court. Training camp set the tone immediately. Coaches implemented advanced drills emphasizing speed, agility, and defensive rotations, ensuring that Luka's presence translated into tangible team improvements. Early scrimmages were grueling, testing endurance, decision-making, and adaptability. Luka approached each session with the intensity of a player who had just been forged in the fires of international competition. Every pass, cut, and defensive stance was calculated, reflecting lessons learned from carrying Slovenia through a tournament where he often faced overwhelming odds. The Lakers' roster was a mix of experienced veterans and promising young talent, all eager to prove themselves. Luka's leadership, however, quickly became the axis around which the team revolved. Practices were no longer routine. They became an arena where discipline, communication, and synchronization were paramount. Players who had previously relied on individual skill learned to move as a cohesive unit, inspired by Luka's relentless work ethic and attention to detail. Offense and defense began to intertwine seamlessly, with Luka orchestrating plays like a conductor guiding a symphony. The first games of the season were a test of this new cohesion. Luka's scoring remained prolific, but more notable was his ability to elevate teammates. Assists increased, ball movement improved, and even defensive lapses that had plagued the Lakers in previous seasons began to diminish. Fans noticed immediately this was not just Luka scoring points. This was Luka shaping a team, a leader guiding the Lakers toward consistent performance. Yet the challenges were clear. Other Western Conference teams had strengthened, adding star power and experience. Opponents studied film, preparing defenses specifically to contain Luka. Early in the season, he faced double teams, aggressive trapping, and physical challenges that tested both skill and endurance. Each game required adaptation, reading defenses, making split-second decisions, and managing fatigue. While scoring remained high, the true measure of Luka's leadership emerged in how he responded under pressure, consistently finding ways to involve his teammates and maintain offensive flow. Off the court, Luka embraced the responsibilities of being a franchise cornerstone. Media obligations, community appearances, and mentoring younger teammates demanded focus and balance, yet he handled it with poise, showing maturity beyond his years. Every interview, every public interaction reflected a player aware of his influence, not only on the game but on the culture of the Lakers organization. His European experience, carrying a team with minimal support, had prepared him for these multifaceted demands. As weeks passed, the Lakers began to show signs of transformation. Games that would have previously been lost in the closing minutes were now contested fiercely, with Luka making critical plays and guiding the team with calm determination. Analysts started noticing patterns, improved spacing, better decision-making, and a higher level of defensive engagement. The season was young, but the trajectory was unmistakable. Luka's presence was reshaping the team's identity, instilling confidence and competitiveness across every player. For fans, the narrative had shifted from doubt to anticipation. Luka Doncic was not just a player on the roster. He was the catalyst for a new era of Lakers basketball. With each game, each play, and each adjustment, the sense of hope grew stronger. The lessons from Eurobasket, the off-season training, and the first moments of the NBA season all converged into a single truth. The Lakers were no longer merely a team of individual talent. Under Luka's leadership, they were becoming a cohesive, formidable force capable of contending at the highest level. As the city watched, anticipation turned to excitement. Every night, the Staples Center buzzed with energy, each possession carrying the potential to reinforce a new standard of excellence. Luka Doncic, once a prodigy overseas, now stood as the anchor of a team determined to reclaim its place among the elite. The stage was set. The challenges were real, and the journey toward championship contention had officially begun. The Lakers' season quickly escalated from promising to challenging as they faced a series of high-stakes games against some of the strongest teams in the Western Conference. Luka Doncic, now carrying not only the expectations of Los Angeles fans, but the weight of a franchise's hopes, was thrust into the spotlight more intensely than ever. Every game became a test, not just of skill, but of leadership, strategy, and mental endurance. Early matchups against established powerhouses revealed both the potential and the hurdles of the Lakers' new dynamic. Teams that had studied Luka's Eurobasket dominance implemented aggressive defensive schemes, sending double and even triple teams to contain him. Physical pressure, relentless pace, and strategic trapping were constant challenges. Yet Luka responded with the poise of a seasoned veteran. He adjusted his positioning, anticipated defensive rotations, and leveraged his court vision to involve teammates in ways that kept the Lakers' offense fluid and unpredictable. One of the most defining moments came against a team led by multiple all-stars. known for suffocating defense and high-tempo offense. Luka, facing double coverage for most of the game, delivered a performance that was both statistically impressive and strategically brilliant. He scored at key moments, but his real mastery showed in his assists, drawing defenders away from open teammates and creating scoring opportunities that seemed impossible under such pressure. It was a reminder that leadership isn't just about personal stats. It's about enabling the team to thrive even when the opposition focuses entirely on you. Beyond scoring, Luka's defensive presence began to shape the Lakers' identity. He communicated constantly with teammates, directing rotations, contesting shots, and applying pressure on ball handlers. His energy on defense was contagious, inspiring a level of intensity that the team had struggled to sustain in previous seasons. Coaches noted the transformation, highlighting that Luka's ability to lead both ends of the court was accelerating the Lakers' growth into a true contender. Off the court, the pressure was equally intense. Media scrutiny intensified as every move was analyzed, every performance dissected. Social media buzzed with opinions, debates, and predictions. Yet Luka remained focused, grounded by the lessons of Eurobasket, where he had learned to handle immense pressure and manage expectations for an entire nation. He approached each post-game interview and press conference with composure, emphasizing teamwork, accountability, and resilience. His demeanor reinforced his role as the heart of the Lakers' new era, showing that leadership encompasses more than athletic skill. It requires mental fortitude and emotional intelligence. The Lakers' roster responded to this shift in leadership. Young players gained confidence, taking more calculated risks knowing Luka was orchestrating the offense. Veterans adapted to the heightened pace and defensive demands, inspired by the intensity Luka displayed in practice and games alike. The team began to find its rhythm, blending Luka's individual brilliance with a cohesive collective effort. Games that would have been lost in past seasons were now competitive until the final buzzer, a reflection of both Luka's skill and his growing ability to elevate those around him. Throughout these early challenges, Luka's statistical output remained elite. He continued to lead the team in scoring while ranking among the top in assists and steals. Yet beyond numbers, it was his intangible influence, the timing of a pass, the calm in critical moments, the guidance offered to teammates that truly defined his impact. Analysts began to acknowledge what Lakers fans had long suspected. Luka Doncic was not merely a star player. He was the franchise's linchpin, capable of defining both the present and the future of the team. By the end of this stretch, the Lakers had established themselves as a legitimate contender in the Western Conference. Luka's leadership, honed by international experience and refined through dedicated off-season work, had transformed the team from a collection of talented individuals into a cohesive unit capable of challenging the league's elite. Fans were no longer just hopeful, they were excited. The energy surrounding the team reflected a renewed belief that with Luka at the helm, the Lakers could achieve heights that had seemed out of reach in previous seasons. The early trials had tested Luka Doncic in every conceivable way, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And yet, they had also proven his ability to adapt, inspire, and lead. The season was still long, and tougher battles awaited, but the foundation was set. Luka was not only ready to face the giants of the NBA, he was prepared to carry his team through them. The Lakers' journey was just beginning, and the world was watching closely as Luka carved a path toward greatness. As the regular season progressed, the Los Angeles Lakers solidified their position as a Western Conference contender, but the true tests were yet to come. The intensity of the playoffs loomed ahead, where every possession mattered and the margin for error vanished. For Luka Doncic, this was the ultimate proving ground, a stage where skill, strategy, and leadership would collide under relentless pressure. The Lakers' journey toward the postseason was marked by a series of grueling matchups. Teams that had previously been defeated studied film meticulously, developing schemes to limit Luka's influence. Double teams, zone traps, and physical play became commonplace, designed to test not only his scoring, but his ability to make teammates better. Early in the first playoff series, Luka was confronted with the full force of this scrutiny. Opposing coaches orchestrated every defensive tactic to force turnovers and fatigue him, betting on the premise that even a superstar could be contained under extreme pressure. Yet Luka's response was emblematic of his growth. Where other players might falter under relentless defense, he adapted. Quick reads, subtle fakes, and precise passes kept the Lakers' offense fluid, despite the constant pressure. His vision allowed teammates to find open shots, and his calm under duress prevented panic in tight games. Luka's scoring remained remarkable, but it was his ability to control the tempo and make split-second decisions that truly defined his impact. Every assist, every drive, every defensive rotation was executed with both precision and purpose, reinforcing his role as the team's heartbeat. Beyond individual performance, Luka's leadership became the Lakers' defining feature. Young players, previously uncertain in critical moments, began to emulate his focus and poise. Veterans, inspired by his relentless work ethic, elevated their effort on both ends of the court. Practices evolved into high-intensity simulations of playoff conditions, with Luka at the center orchestrating every drill, every defensive rotation, and every offensive setup. His voice carried authority, his guidance was precise, and his commitment was unwavering, a standard that demanded excellence from everyone around him. The intensity of the playoff atmosphere magnified the stakes. Media scrutiny was at its peak. Analysts dissected every play, and fans' expectations soared. Luka, however, embraced the spotlight. His experience in Eurobasket had prepared him for similar pressure, handling expectations for an entire nation, and he now applied that composure to the Lakers. Post-game interviews reflected maturity and confidence, emphasizing teamwork, accountability, and resilience over personal accolades. It was evident to all that Luka's growth was not merely physical or technical. It was mental, emotional, and strategic. Early playoff games tested Luka in new ways. Defensive schemes designed to neutralize him forced him to innovate constantly. Fatigue, physicality, and high-pressure moments demanded both creativity and endurance. Yet with each challenge, Luka adapted and elevated his teammates. Key victories came not just from his scoring, but from his ability to create opportunities, orchestrate defensive stops, and manage the game's pace. The Lakers were no longer relying solely on individual talent. They had become a cohesive unit, shaped by Luka's leadership and vision. Statistically, Luka's playoff performance mirrored his dominance in Eurobasket. He consistently ranked at the top in scoring, assists, and efficiency, while logging heavy minutes and maintaining defensive intensity. However, it was the intangible qualities, commanding the court, inspiring teammates, and leading under extreme pressure, that defined his true value. Every clutch play, every calculated pass, and every defensive adjustment reinforced that he was not only a superstar, but also a transformative leader capable of carrying a franchise. As the Lakers advanced deeper into the playoffs, the narrative surrounding Luka shifted. He was no longer seen as merely a talented scorer or a rising star. Analysts, commentators, and fans recognized him as the cornerstone of a team with legitimate championship potential. The Eurobasket experience, the off-season transformation, and the regular season's growth had culminated in this moment. Luka Doncic was now fully prepared to confront the highest levels of competition, and the Lakers were ready to follow him into battle. With the playoffs underway, every possession carried monumental significance. Every decision could define the series. And in the midst of it all, Luka Doncic stood at the center, not just as a player, but as the leader, strategist, and emotional anchor for the Los Angeles Lakers. The journey toward the championship was no longer theoretical. It had begun in earnest, and the world watched as Luka's talent, resilience, and leadership converged on the biggest stage of all. The playoffs had intensified, and every game now carried the weight of destiny. Luka Doncic, standing at the center of the Los Angeles Lakers' ambitions, faced rival teams who had meticulously studied his every move. This was no longer about regular season victories or preseason adjustments. It was about survival, dominance, and the pursuit of a championship. Every possession mattered, every defensive rotation carried consequence, and Luka's leadership was tested as never before. Rivalries flared immediately. Opposing teams, fueled by historic grudges and playoff intensity, designed schemes to disrupt Luka's rhythm. Double and triple teams became routine. Defenders played aggressively, sometimes physically, attempting to intimidate or slow him down. Yet Luka adapted seamlessly. His Eurobasket experience had taught him how to read pressure, anticipate defensive shifts, and make split-second decisions that not only preserved his scoring ability, but amplified his teammates' opportunities. Every assist, every drive, every clutch shot became a testament to his growing mastery of the game under high-stakes conditions. The intensity wasn't limited to the court. Media scrutiny reached a fever pitch. Analysts debated every play, social media erupted with highlights, and Lakers fans watched with heightened anticipation. Luka handled it with remarkable poise, demonstrating maturity beyond his years. Post-game interviews highlighted teamwork, strategy and focus, never self-congratulation, signaling to the team and fans alike that leadership was more than personal stats. It was about shaping a collective mindset and inspiring belief in victory. One of the most pivotal series came against a historically dominant Western Conference team. The Lakers faced back-to-back overtime games, physical play, and moments of near collapse. Luka's performance was extraordinary, not just in scoring, but in orchestration. He distributed the ball intelligently, drew defenders to free teammates, and executed defensive rotations that stifled key opponents at critical moments. The Lakers began to operate with cohesion, a testament to Luka's ability to elevate the entire roster under pressure. The psychological impact of Luka's leadership became apparent during tense moments. Younger players who might have panicked in prior seasons now moved with confidence, taking calculated risks because they trusted their star to guide the outcome. Veterans adapted their style, pushing themselves harder to match Luka's intensity and work ethic. Practices evolved into high-pressure simulations with Luka at the center, directing both strategy and tempo. His influence was tangible. On and off the court, the Lakers were a transformed unit, ready for the challenges of deep playoff competition. Despite the physical and mental strain, Luka's statistics remained elite. He continued to lead in scoring, assists, and efficiency while logging heavy minutes and maintaining defensive excellence. Yet the intangible qualities, court vision, calm under pressure, leadership, and the ability to inspire those around him, defined his true value. Each critical play, each late-game decision, and each strategic adjustment reinforced the perception that Luka was not only a superstar, but a transformative leader capable of carrying a team through adversity. The playoff battles also solidified Luka's personal rivalries. Key opponents became symbols of the challenge he faced, defenders who tried to limit him, teams that relied on physicality to slow his rhythm, and competitors whose pride demanded victory over the Lakers. Luka approached each rivalry with a calm determination, viewing it as an opportunity to prove his growth and validate the offseason's intense preparation. Each triumph over a tough opponent bolstered confidence, while every close loss served as motivation to adapt, improve, and lead more effectively. By the midpoint of the playoffs, it was undeniable. Luka Doncic had transformed the Lakers into a legitimate contender. His presence commanded attention, inspired belief, and created cohesion among a roster that had previously struggled with consistency. The combination of elite skill, tactical intelligence, and emotional leadership made him the cornerstone of the team's championship aspirations. As the Lakers advanced deeper, the stakes grew exponentially. Fans, analysts, and teammates recognized that Luka's journey, shaped by Eurobasket experience, rigorous off-season training, and regular season development, had prepared him for this moment. He was no longer just a talented scorer or facilitator. He was a leader capable of steering the Lakers through the highest levels of competition. Every game, every possession, and every decision reaffirmed the same truth. Luka Doncic was now the heart, mind, and guiding force of Los Angeles basketball, and the road to the championship was his to navigate. As the Lakers approached the final stretch of the playoffs, the intensity reached levels that tested every ounce of skill, endurance, and mental fortitude. Luka Doncic, now firmly established as the team's leader, faced a gauntlet of elite opponents determined to exploit any weakness. The series had become a chess match, each play meticulously planned, every rotation analyzed, and every possession fought with relentless focus. For Luka, these games were more than just competition. They were a proving ground, a stage to demonstrate his growth, resilience, and ability to lead under the harshest circumstances. The first of the crucial battles came against a rival team, renowned for their defensive prowess and physicality. From the opening tip-off, Luka was met with aggressive double teams, tight traps, and physical challenges designed to wear him down. But Luka had evolved. He read the defenses with precision, dissecting rotations and finding teammates in positions to succeed. Every pass was purposeful, every drive calculated. Even when fouled, he maintained composure, drawing free throws strategically while keeping the offense moving seamlessly. His ability to adapt in real time became a defining factor for the Lakers' performance. These high-stakes games demanded more than scoring. Luka's leadership and decision-making were constantly on display. Young players who might have faltered under pressure were now confident, guided by Luka's poise and example. Veterans, inspired by his dedication and relentless focus, elevated their own performances. Practices mirrored the intensity of the playoff games, with Luka at the center orchestrating both offense and defense. His voice directed rotations, alerted teammates to threats, and inspired a sense of accountability that transformed the team's dynamics. Statistically, Luka continued to dominate. He led in points, ranked at the top in assists, and maintained elite efficiency, logging heavy minutes while remaining a force on defense. But beyond the numbers, his influence was psychological. Every clutch shot, every decisive pass, and every defensive stop reinforced the Lakers' belief in their collective potential. Luka was not merely a scorer. He was a strategist, motivator, and anchor under pressure, shaping the team's identity through both action and presence. One game in particular tested Luka's limits. The Lakers faced a formidable opponent in a nationally televised winner-takes-all match. The arena buzzed with energy and tension as fans recognized the magnitude of each play. Luka's ability to balance aggression with control was critical. He drove to the basket when openings appeared, dished precise passes under intense pressure, and managed the clock with the strategic intelligence of a seasoned veteran. Even as the opposition adjusted, sending multiple defenders and applying relentless pressure, Luka's leadership kept the Lakers competitive. Each teammate moved with confidence because he had instilled belief and clarity in their roles. Beyond physical and tactical mastery, Luka's mental game was on full display. He exuded calm, composure, and strategic insight, absorbing pressure and channeling it into productive outcomes. Media narratives celebrated his performance, analysts dissected his every move, and fans watched in awe as he managed the game's pace, orchestrated the offense, and led the defense. Each success strengthened the team's cohesion, while every near miss provided lessons to refine strategy and execution. The Lakers' coaching staff noted a transformation in the locker room. Where tension had previously caused uncertainty, Luka's guidance now fostered resilience. Younger players embraced responsibilities, veterans elevated effort, and the team's overall confidence surged. Each game reinforced Luka's role not merely as a scorer, but as the emotional and tactical leader, guiding the team through adversity with intelligence and poise. As the series progressed, the Lakers established themselves as a serious contender. Luka's Eurobasket experience, off-season preparation, and relentless work ethic culminated in a display of leadership that inspired belief in both teammates and fans. The playoffs were no longer just a test of athletic skill. They were a stage where Luka Doncic's full spectrum of talent, vision, and leadership converged. Every clutch play, defensive adjustment, and strategic pass signaled that he was not only capable of leading the Lakers through intense competition, but also shaping the future of the franchise. With the semifinals approaching, the Lakers had emerged battle-tested, cohesive, and driven. Luka's dominance, both tangible and intangible, had transformed the team into a unit capable of confronting the league's best. Fans, analysts, and the basketball world now recognize the truth. Luka Doncic was not just a star. He was a leader, strategist, and cornerstone of Los Angeles championship aspirations. The most critical battles were still ahead, and the stage was set for Luka to prove that he could carry the Lakers to the ultimate prize. The stage was set. The Lakers, battle-tested and battle-hardened, had advanced to the semifinals, facing one of the league's most formidable opponents. The arena was electric, the media scrutiny intense, and every play analyzed to perfection. For Luka Doncic, this was a culmination of months of preparation. From Eurobasket glory and heartbreak to off-season transformation and regular-season mastery. The semifinals were not just a series of games. They were the ultimate test of his leadership, skill, and ability to inspire those around him under the brightest lights. From the opening tip-off, it was clear that this series would push Luka and the Lakers to their limits. Opponents implemented aggressive strategies, double-teaming Luka, switching defenders rapidly, and applying relentless physical pressure. Each quarter demanded strategic adjustments, mental focus, and resilience. Yet Luka responded with the poise and intelligence that had become his trademark. His court vision allowed him to anticipate defensive rotations, exploit openings, and involve teammates in ways that kept the Lakers' offense unpredictable and effective. The first game was a testament to Luka's ability to perform under pressure. Early deficits tested the team's resolve, but Luka's leadership remained unwavering. He orchestrated the offense, distributing the ball with precision and guiding teammates through high-stakes moments. His scoring, while impressive, was only part of the story. Luka's defensive contributions, ability to read the opponent's plays, and calmness under pressure elevated the Lakers' performance and set the tone for the rest of the series. Every clutch shot and timely pass reinforced the team's belief in their collective potential. Off the court, Luka's influence was equally profound. Practices became simulations of high-pressure scenarios, emphasizing communication, decision-making, and teamwork. Young players, inspired by Luka's focus and work ethic, took on greater responsibilities, while veterans elevated their game to match his intensity. The locker room transformed from a collection of individuals into a cohesive unit, unified by Luka's leadership and shared commitment to victory. His presence instilled confidence, discipline, and resilience, qualities that proved invaluable as the series escalated. Game after game, Luka demonstrated that leadership extended beyond scoring and statistics. His ability to read the flow of the game, adjust strategies on the fly, and inspire teammates through words and example was critical. Analysts marveled at his growth. His Eurobasket experience, coupled with the grueling regular season, had prepared him for the mental and physical demands of high-stakes playoff basketball. Every decision on the court carried weight, and Luka managed it with the precision and calm of a seasoned veteran. The semifinal series was filled with defining moments. Luka executed clutch shots under intense defensive pressure, delivered pinpoint assists that shifted momentum, and made crucial defensive stops. The Lakers' cohesion, built around his leadership, became evident as every player contributed to the team's success. Even in moments of adversity, Luka's calm presence and strategic insight kept the Lakers competitive, illustrating that his impact went far beyond individual performance. Fans watched in awe as Luka's mastery unfolded. The combination of scoring, playmaking, and leadership elevated the Lakers into contention with one of the league's elite teams. Media narratives shifted, no longer questioning his ability to lead, but celebrating his capacity to carry the team through adversity. Social media buzzed with highlights, analyses, and praise, reinforcing Luka's status as both a superstar and a transformative force for the franchise. As the semifinals reached their climax, the Lakers found themselves on the edge of greatness. Every game, possession, and decision underscored the truth. Luka Doncic was not just the team's best player, he was its guiding force. His journey from Eurobasket hero to NBA leader had culminated in a display of skill, resilience, and vision. The Lakers were battle-tested, unified, and poised for the final confrontation. Luka's leadership had not only carried them through adversity, but had forged a team capable of competing at the highest level. With the finals looming, Anticipation reached fever pitch. The Lakers had arrived, ready to face the ultimate challenge. Luka Doncic, the heart and mind of the team, had proven that his growth, experience, and leadership were more than sufficient to guide Los Angeles to the precipice of championship glory. The stage was set for a climactic finale where every skill, every decision, and every ounce of determination would be tested. The journey that began with Eurobasket, through off-season transformation and playoff battles, was about to reach its defining moment. The Los Angeles Lakers had fought through a grueling season, survived intense playoff battles, and now stood on the threshold of the NBA Finals. The energy in the arena was electric, the tension palpable. Fans across the globe held their breath as Luka Doncic, the team's heartbeat, prepared to face the ultimate test of his leadership, skill, and determination. Every possession, every play, and every decision would carry monumental significance. The journey that began in Slovenia passed through Eurobasket triumphs and heartbreaks, and evolved through a transformative season in Los Angeles had led to this moment. From the first tip-off, Luka demonstrated the full scope of his capabilities. Opponents brought their best defense, knowing that containing him was key to victory. Double teams, physical challenges, and complex rotations were deployed relentlessly. Yet Luka's composure never wavered. He read the game with surgical precision, finding gaps in defenses, creating opportunities for his teammates, and executing plays that seemed to defy expectation. His scoring, while exceptional, was complemented by his ability to involve every player on the court, turning individual talent into a cohesive championship-caliber team. Each game of the finals tested Luka in new ways. Opposing superstars challenged him physically and mentally, pushing him to adapt and innovate on the fly. His leadership shone brightest in these high-pressure moments. When the team faced deficits, Luka remained calm, directing teammates, controlling the pace, and making clutch decisions that kept the Lakers within striking distance. His vision, both strategic and emotional, transformed tense moments into opportunities, instilling belief in everyone around him. Defensively, Luka's impact was equally profound. He anticipated plays, communicated rotations, and applied pressure that disrupted the opponent's flow. Young players, inspired by his intensity and focus, performed beyond their usual limits. Veterans, recognizing the standard Luka set, elevated their effort, resulting in a collective surge that carried the team through moments of adversity. Practices mirrored the intensity of the finals, with Luka leading drills, correcting mistakes, and reinforcing the importance of precision, communication, and mental toughness. Off the court, Luka's influence was undeniable. Interviews, media interactions, and community appearances reflected maturity, humility, and focus. He emphasized teamwork, preparation, and resilience, never seeking personal glory over the success of the Lakers. His message resonated across the league. Leadership is measured not only in points scored, but in the ability to inspire, guide, and elevate those around you. As the series progressed, Luka's performances became legendary. Each game featured moments of brilliance, clutch shots under immense pressure, decisive passes that changed momentum, and defensive plays that shifted the balance of the match. Fans marveled at his composure, critics reevaluated their assessments, and teammates expressed profound trust in his guidance. It was clear that Luka Doncic was not merely a superstar, he was the central pillar upon which the Lakers' championship aspirations rested. Ultimately, the finals were a testament to perseverance, preparation, and leadership. Every victory, every setback, and every pivotal moment reinforced the Lakers' identity as a team transformed by Luka's presence. Whether celebrating triumph or absorbing lessons from challenge, Luka's influence was evident in every facet of the game. His journey, from carrying Slovenia in Eurobasket, overcoming off-season transformations, and leading the Lakers through grueling playoff battles, culminated in a display of skill, intelligence, and heart that defined both the season and his legacy. For Lakers fans, the message was profound. Luka Doncic is more than a scorer or playmaker. He is a leader, a strategist, and a beacon of hope for a franchise seeking sustained excellence. His journey reminds the world that talent, dedication, and vision can overcome adversity, inspire belief, and redefine the course of a team's destiny. The season concluded, but Luka's impact extended far beyond the scoreboard. He had not only guided the Lakers to the pinnacle of competition, but had also established a lasting legacy, one of leadership, resilience, and unwavering commitment to greatness. As the final buzzer sounded, the Lakers stood proud, united, and ready for the challenges ahead. Luka Doncic, the architect of their journey, had proven that with vision, dedication, and leadership, the dream of championship glory is attainable. The future, illuminated by his talent and resolve, promised continued success, inspiration, and the enduring legacy of a player who carried not only his team, but also the hopes of a city, a franchise, and countless fans worldwide.